Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast with your host, Nicole
and Hannah. Come join us for some hopeful conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing.
Hey, everyone. We are back for another episode, and today we are chatting about the Great American Family original movie, Destined at Christmas, with our friend Angie. Welcome to the podcast, Angie.
Hi, thanks, Nicole, for having me.
Of course, this is a lot of fun. We're excited to have you, or I'm excited to have you.
Hopefully your viewers will be excited to have me too.
Yes, I'm sure they will. So, Destined at Christmas stars Casey Elliott as Theo Hall, Eve Elliott as Ashley Hall, and Shay Robbins as Kim Finnick. It was written and directed by Brittany Wiscombe. Kim and Theo meet in the midst of Black Friday shopping madness, but there's a definite spark between them. When a power outage causes some panic at a store, the couple gets separated. With Christmas coming, there should be plenty of distractions, but neither Kim nor Theo can forget the other. Both yearn to find each other, but how with so little information to go on? It'll take a little Christmas magic and destiny to bring them together. So, Angie, my question for you is, what did you love most about this movie?
I really liked, this movie was different than just your run-of-the-mill. I felt like it had a different type of plot.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little bit similar to Serendipity.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so in that movie, they meet and then they don't even share names, I don't think. And then they go on with their lives and then they're constantly trying to find each other. So it kind of had that feel to it where they were trying to, you have the meet cute at the very, very first. Mm-hmm. They spend all this time together and are really interested in each other, which is a lot different than most movies. Yeah. And they have all that conversation and then they're split up and they can't find each other and they have to use the few clues that they have to try to find each other. And I really liked that. And so then it kind of turned into two movies after that. Yeah. You had her, what she was doing, and you had what he was doing. And they were using those little pieces to try to figure out each other, to come back to each other because they felt that instant connection. And I know in my life, I felt instant connections with people. And it's hard if you don't really have their number or anything, I've met people on airplanes that I had a connection with and then you didn't exchange information. You're like, dang, I wish I still could, correspond with them or whatever. And not even romantic, but just people. So anyway, I really liked that aspect of the movie.
Yeah, I did too. I think that was one of my favorite parts too. It was a really different storyline than what we normally see. Really unique.
I like that. I liked how different it was.
Yeah. Do we want to start with our favorite and funniest moments from the movie?
Sure. Okay, so my favorite moment was actually, I loved all the father-daughter moments in this movie. So, and I really loved that Casey and his daughter Eve played our real life father and daughter. And I actually kind of know them a little bit because they're from Utah and I'm from Utah and I've watched Casey for years. And anyway, my brother's gone to church with Casey's family. Anyway, so I just kind of know them a little bit and I just think they're amazing. And so anyway, it was fun to see them as real life father and daughter play father and daughter. And I thought they played really well off of each other. But my favorite moment was with just the two of them when they're going to sleep near the Christmas tree.
I love that too.
Yes, where she's like, do you want to find love again? And it was such a sweet conversation. It made me tear up. That was my favorite moment.
Yeah. Another favorite moment I have written down, of course, is when Theo and Kim first meet. That was cute. They were talking about Black Friday shopping and I loved how Kim paid for his hot chocolate. That was really sweet.
Yes. I love that too. That was awesome. And how he took her to breakfast and
how he took her to breakfast. And when he's asking about going Black Friday shopping and she says, if I had it my way, I'd still be in my PJs.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's so true. I don't do the Black Friday. I'll do online only Black Friday. I'm like, don't get me in any stores.
Yeah, it gets crazy, which is why I never go Black Friday shopping.
I laugh too because it's kind of funny how they played the Black Friday. Like the worst thing that happened was someone was kind of like pushed her a little bit. I'm like, that's total Utah though, because people in Utah are like super nice. So it kind of was Black Friday in Utah. Like the worst thing that happens is like someone says, well, this is mine, or they shove you a little bit. Like, anyway, it just made me laugh.
Yeah, I like how she says after the person bumps into her, she's like, well, Merry Christmas to you too.
I know.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I love it. I also love how, sorry, hopefully this is okay. I love at the end that they do a time jump, so you see them together a little bit more, because you didn't have that throughout the movie, because they were searching for each other for so long. I like they kind of did an update at the end.
I loved that too. Yeah,
I love that, and I love that there's a tie back in that scene, because she gives him socks. And he told his daughter that he wanted socks. So I thought that was a really cute tie back.
I think so too. Yeah. I was going to say back to the beginning of the movie when Theo is walking around the store and he's looking for the doll. And he asked the young girl, you know, hey, where'd you find that? She's like, this is mine.
I know. That made me laugh too. And he didn't listen to Kim's advice to get the most important thing first. That might sell out. I'm like, as a parent, like I have tried to like Nintendo Switch. I like stayed up on this Black Friday sale, and I had to like refresh until one became a bit like, I know the Black Friday, like trying to find that one special thing that your kid wants, right?
Yeah, so things get crazy.
And I just love the little things, like, you know, just, I don't know, there's so many just little things when they're first getting to know each other, and the little hints that are given throughout that first scene is awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. After they get out of the first store and they see each other again, and she gives him the doll for his daughter, that was really sweet.
Yes, it was. And so then he takes her to breakfast to pay for the doll.
And he takes her to breakfast.
So that was awesome. I have one other favorite. Can I share one more?
Yeah.
I loved the one-on-one talks that they had, like for him and his brother. When they talked about having kids. And his brother being scared to have kids. And I also loved Kim and her sister-in-law's like talks, and I thought it was just really well done, the way that they moved the movie along with them having these conversations with their families and things. I really like that.
I think so too. Yeah, I liked it as well. The first conversation that Theo had with his brother, well, this was before, it was when he first walked in after getting back home from shopping and taking Kim out to breakfast. His daughter is sitting in the kitchen eating her cereal, and he says, where's Hunter and Clarissa? And Ashley says, sleeping. And Theo says, oh, great babysitting.
Yeah, that was funny. Yep, I love that.
And then Hunter walks in, of course. And I like how,
like, oh yeah, we were just gonna make pancakes. That's fine.
Yeah. And then I like how he goes on to talk about Sharon, and you know, if Clarissa is trying to set him up with her.
Yep. And he's just not feeling that one.
No. Theo and Ashley making the gingerbread house, that was really cute.
Yeah. I loved all the father-daughter stuff. Like, it was just precious. Like, I loved it.
Is there one that is your favorite that you've made over the years with your family?
So I don't like bake gingerbread, so I just buy the pre-made gingerbread houses.
Yeah.
So we do those every year. My kids insist on doing those. So it's fun. And as my kids are older and get more creative, they're like all out, and they're very competitive. So they're like, oh, mine's the best, and I have to have this one. It has to look like this. And my husband is very creative. I'm not really.
Oh.
So he like won his work contest one year with his gingerbread house, and it was really elaborate. So he like put cinnamon toast crunch for like the roof tiles.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's
it
awesome.
was, and then powdered sugar for the snow, and
I love that.
So when I was a kid, we always made them with graham crackers. Have you ever made them with those?
I can't remember if I have. We might have, but it's been so long since I've been a little kid.
Right. And then now we discovered something easy a couple of years ago is you use Pop-Tarts.
I've never heard of that.
And then you make them out of Pop-Tarts, and they actually stay together really well, and they already have the icing on them, so it's a little bit more decoration. So we've had parties with that before with our kids. So
I'll have to try Pop-Tarts sometime. I've never
look it up. It's like a Pinterest thing, like just look up Pop-Tart gingerbread houses, and they actually are way easier than the actual gingerbread. And I'm not a fan of actual gingerbread, so I don't like eating the gingerbread, so I will eat a Pop-Tart though. So
yeah, I love Pop-Tarts, and I totally understand about gingerbread. I mean, I like gingerbread, okay, but I know some people don't. So
like I like ginger cookies a little, but like I don't like a ton of it, just a little bit.
We normally just buy the pre-made gingerbread houses at the store, but mine are always an epic fail. Like the icing just goes everywhere.
Oh yeah, those are the best ones. It's like where it's just all sliding down, and
the icing never sticks, or the gumdrops and everything that you put on the icing never stick.
They don't look like the ones in this movie for sure. But they have this thing in where I live right now where it's called like a gingerbread walk or something like that. The downtown businesses, like these people build these elaborate gingerbread houses, and they put them in the businesses on Main Street, and then you can walk down and they have them all on display. So that's something cool that they do here.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll have to go to Utah sometime.
Yeah, they make lots of big gingerbread things in Utah. That's probably how they got the idea, since this was like a Utah
probably
made this movie. Because down in the big mall in Salt Lake, they had a gingerbread house that was like as tall as me. Like they just have these elaborate gingerbread houses, but I'm not creative like that. I don't do stuff like that. So
yeah, Utah
I'm like store-bought all the way. Like, here, kids.
Yeah. Utah looks like a fun place to visit. I've always wanted to.
It is. You can come out and stay at my house. I have a guest room. You can come stay with me.
That's nice of you. Thank you. And I've always wanted to drive by East High School, where a High School Musical.
Yeah. I have driven by there many, many times. My brother lives down close by there, so. That's
awesome. Yeah, that's my favorite Disney Channel movie, probably of all time.
Well, definitely when you come out, we'll go down there and drive by. So then you can be like, I've been to East High.
I even went to the concert when I was in 7th grade.
That's awesome. I love it. I was a little bit above that. Like I was a lot older, but yeah, it's fun. My sisters were kind of in that age range.
That's awesome.
The craze, so.
I was so mad when we got there and Zac Efron was not there. It was Drew Seeley.
Oh no. You're like, where's Zac? I came to see him. But I love Zac in like Greatest Showman and like a lot of his later stuff that he's done. So I didn't know High School Musical because I was just an adult by then. So.
It's okay. Yeah. But of course Drew Seeley is great too. But I was like, are you kidding me? I came here and Zac's not here.
Rip off.
He was filming Hairspray, I believe. So
I mean, come on, Zac. What's more important?
Back to the movie. Moving on.
Tangents. It's fine.
I thought another really nice moment was when Kim saw Ashley for the first time, and Ashley is telling her about how she wants to be a paleontologist. That was really sweet.
I love that. I love that they did show there was development with Ashley and Kim, even though they didn't know who each other were.
Yeah.
That they had this connection with Theo. Yeah. So that was a nice touch. Because even though you were getting frustrated that there were those near misses of finding each other. So in Serendipity, they're like, that movie is really frustrating when it comes to near misses.
Oh,
And so like I think even more frustrating than in this movie.
oh my goodness.
There's a scene where they say, okay, we'll see if this is really fate. Like we'll get in the elevator and both hit a number, and then if we end up on the same floor, then we'll know
goodness.
it's meant to be. And they did push the same number, but one of them has a kid get in and just up and down all the numbers, and so they stop at every floor.
Oh my
That was like the
goodness.
most frustrating scene of any movie in my life. So the near misses like are frustrating, but I love that Kim and Ashley like kind of get to know each other. That's fun.
I love that too. Yeah. The first time I thought that Kim and Theo were actually going to see each other is when she ran into her again at the park. And then Hunter and Clarissa call Theo to say that she's lost. And
yes,
Theo's like, oh, I'm coming. I'll be right there.
Close call.
Nope.
And then the play was like,
oh, so close.
So close.
Literally, like he's coming in, she's going.
Yeah. So that was a little bit, after a couple of those, I was like, okay, they got to just meet now. They just got to figure it out.
I did love how Kim's mom gave Theo and Ashley the 2 extra tickets. That was really nice.
Yes, it was fun how the families had these interactions.
Yeah.
They had interactions with people that each other knew, but they were just missing that one little thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, so this is kind of about in my life, my husband saw me when we were in college. And like, because our college was kind of smaller, and he saw me one time and he told me what building and what room, and I'm like, yeah, I was there all the time. But for some reason he never found me again until it was like 3 years later that we actually met. And when he met me, we were set up on a blind date, and he was like, oh my gosh, I saw you and I felt something, but I could never find you again.
Oh my goodness.
And then like, because I had been out of college for a couple of years by the time we actually met, and we lived in the same town, we just weren't running in the same circles, but we knew we had mutual acquaintances and friends. And so eventually these mutual people set us up, and then he's like, oh, I saw you and I felt something. That was like 3 years before we actually got together. So the stories like this of like, oh, it actually can happen this way, where you feel something for someone, and then maybe you have this time apart and then you actually meet up again. Like, so those things kind of really do happen in real life. So
that's amazing. I love that story.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how you can just feel something for someone that you don't really know, but you just like, oh, there's something to this person.
Yeah.
And we're married now 16 years, so you just never know.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I love that. I love that there were these like just all these little places where their lives intersect.
Yeah.
And they just had to finally figure out who they were.
Yeah, me too. Oh, the moment with Theo and Ashley by the fire, and he's reading her story, and then he asks her, are you turning into a little romantic now? And then she's like, Clarissa read me Pride and Prejudice. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
I love that line because I'm a Jane Austen fan, and so that made me laugh so hard.
Oh my goodness. I think the only Pride and Prejudice movie I've seen is the one with Keira Knightley, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. And I've never read the book from what I can remember, but I need to.
Yeah. I have seen pretty much every Jane Austen movie and read every book. Well, I haven't read all the books, but I've read my favorites.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 of my favorites that I've read, but
oh, this moment made me laugh when Kim is looking at the security footage from the store with the guy Dan.
Yeah.
And says, in case you don't find him, I'm Dan.
I know, I love that. Was funny. And the security footage made me laugh because I'm like, you're turned into a stalker, you know, at that point. I'm like, I don't know what that's gonna help, because like honestly, you might see him again, but still not going to tell you his name. So,
No.
but it made it funny though.
Yeah.
So
I like how she says thank you or something along this.
I know, she's like, okay, good luck with that.
Have you ever had something like that happen to you?
With a guy like hitting on me like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Like
know.
before you were married, of course, but
It's been so many years since I've lived the single life. I'm sure stuff like that has happened before, but that was funny.
I know it's happened to me when I was still at my part-time job. I was a host or a service assistant is what they call it where I worked, Longhorn Steakhouse. And there was one night, it was really busy, I think, and I don't remember how many people were in this party, but it was a bunch of like older guys, probably in their 50s or 60s, and one of them literally hit on me. And I was doing everything I could to avoid that table at all costs.
Like, no. Yeah. I know. The weird guys usually went for me, not the normal guys. So
yeah.
I had to try to let them down easy, but sometimes I had to just be like clear, like, no, not interested, you know? And then I felt bad because I was like always really nice and I didn't want to hurt them, but I knew I wasn't interested. So I'm like,
yeah, I know what you mean. But I was just like, avoid that table at all costs.
Just no.
Yeah. Theo's conversation with Hunter when they're in the kitchen, I believe, and he is talking about wanting to go see the play and then thinking about looking for her at all the schools. And Hunter says, I can see the strange man arrested at elementary school headline now.
Yep. I know. Yep. Well, that's what it was starting to like seem like creepy kind of because they're like, this is all I have to go on. I'm trying to find them. So, and then you had Zach.
Oh my goodness, Zach.
So I was just like, go away, Zach, the whole time.
He was getting on my nerves.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah.
But like I put as one of my funny moments the dodged kiss when he tries to kiss her.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah, no.
And some of her family, like her mom was kind of pushing her to get back with him, and she's like, I just don't think he's what I want. And
no.
Yeah, no. He was not it. But it ended up being a really interesting twist when Theo was doing cabinets for him for his house.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of the first thing that kind of started getting the ball rolling for them to figure out that connection.
Yeah, because that was after Kim went to see the gingerbread houses second time with Vicky and Mia, and she saw Ashley's last name. And then, back at the house when Zach is talking about the renovations and everything, he says Hall, and that's when it clicks.
And she's like, oh yeah. Yeah, I liked their moments when things clicked. I liked when he's getting hot chocolate with Ashley and he has the memory of getting hot chocolate with Kim.
The wallet.
And then the wallet, yeah. And I won't give it away because I know it's a question. So, but it goes back to the wallet, and then he starts asking Ashley, oh, wait a second. And then it starts clicking. He's like, I think this could be the same person. So I like that it started clicking before they even found each other.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Another favorite and funny moment is when Theo is talking to Hunter and giving him kind of a pep talk about being a father, but then, being real too, that it's not going to be easy all the time. And
there
he
is
also
no
tells him to stop getting involved with his love life and telling Ashley about it.
Oh, another funny moment too was when Theo tells Ashley to give him a hard time because they need practice being parents or whatever. So he's like, give him a hard time. And then that was just funny because then she did kind of run off when she found Kim.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of funny because he's like, give them a hard time so they can learn parenting skills or whatever. And then, yeah. So I just thought I really liked the script, and I felt like it was really well thought out. There was a lot of things that tied into each other. And so good writing is always makes these movies, that much better too.
Mm-hmm. I love when Theo and Ashley found out they won the gingerbread house competition, or third place is what I mean.
Yeah.
That was a nice moment. I love how excited they both were.
Me too. Yeah, those father-daughter moments, and they did feel very natural, and maybe it's because they are really father and daughter, but I just thought just the chemistry with everyone was really good. I thought in this movie. Oh, also funny. I think one of the funniest things that that they talk about throughout is her sister-in-law, who was her roommate, the tent thing. That made me laugh because I don't know.
That was funny.
I like I said, I like how the writing flowed. So she had talked about that at the diner, about how that girl became her sister-in-law, but she used to hide in her tent because she was really shy. But then she became outgoing, which is kind of me. I was shy growing up, and then I got out of my shell, and I'm not really as shy anymore. But then like she uses that joke with her sister-in-law later about the tent, and just little smart things like that. I like where you can think back on other things because of the way the script's written.
Yeah.
So
I like that too.
And it makes them feel like they are connected as friends and family because they have these little inside jokes. I think it makes it more believable that they're close.
Yeah, I agree. Theo and Ashley on Christmas Eve morning, that was really sweet. Like she jumps up on the bed and she's like, wake up.
Yes. Yep, definitely had that done to me before. So yeah, for sure. That one was so cute.
Yeah, I know I used to be that kid, kind of a little bit. Like I couldn't sleep, and then I would end up getting up at like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't let us come get them until like 7 o'clock or something. And so we would wake up so early, and me and my siblings would just be like playing games and like just trying to pass the time because we were so excited.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Although for me, it was more like trying to get my brother up, like not trying to get my mom and dad up.
Yeah, especially as like, kids get older, right? You have all the like older kids who don't want to get up, and they're like, let me sleep in, and the younger kids want to get up, and it's a fight to get everyone on the same page.
Yeah, and usually I don't know if they do it anymore, or I think it's different now, but I would always get up and watch the Christmas Day parade from Disney, like at Disney World, on TV.
We like had no TVs. Well, we had TV, but like we had very minimal channels. Like we never had cable growing up or anything, so we didn't watch very very
that's
much.
Understandable. Yeah, I think
there were 9 kids in my family, so it was like there was enough crazy without TV, I guess.
That's understandable. The only other 2 scenes I have are the Santa send-off and Theo and Kim finding each other again, and then the time jump. Those are 3.
Yeah. And I just found out, I just saw, like when I watched it this time, I watched closer, my friend's mom and daughter and stuff were in that scene because they're extras in a lot of the movies here.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, she was my college roommate. I'm like, hey, tell me when they're filming. I'll come be an extra. Like she's going to be in Weston Lacey's movie and
that's amazing.
And the one with Jack Wagner and Lindsay Lohan, they're in. So it's fun to like watch for them and, when they are in those movies. So that was kind of funny. She's like, watch for us in this scene. I'm like, okay. So that was kind of fun.
That's amazing. I love when they see each other again and Theo says, I've been looking everywhere for you since that night. Not in like a bad, creepy way, I don't think.
Yeah. Because it was kind of creepy there for a second.
I think she says, I've been looking for you too.
Yep. I went and looked at security cameras just to see your face. Not in a creepy way.
Yeah, not in a creepy.
But then they're like, can I have your last name and your phone number?
And then the kiss was sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and he said, I've been wanting to do this since the first time we met. That was really sweet.
Yeah. The gift exchange and Theo and Kim's conversation to end off the movie was a nice moment.
Yeah. I like that kind of wrapped it up, and okay, they're married now, and they're a family, and I don't know. That's a more satisfying ending than if they would have just ended with them. So that their relationship progressed even more. Like I said, where you had the first 15 minutes when they're shopping, you have that progression of their relationship, and then you don't have any progression for the rest of the time. So it's good that that they had more progression after. So I thought that was smart to do that time jump at the end.
I think so too. I will admit, the first time I watched it on Saturday, I didn't catch that they were married. Like, I didn't even see the
ring.
I was like, wait, are they engaged?
Yeah.
But yeah, still good writing. I wasn't paying that close of attention to actually.
Well, and sometimes I miss when they do the time jump. Like, I miss, because let's be honest, a lot of times when I'm watching, I'm multitasking because I'm just
and I'm live tweeting, so it's kind of hard.
So, well, yes, the first time when I'm live tweeting, I do miss things. That's why I had to go back and rewatch, because I miss a lot when I'm doing that. But yeah, so sometimes I miss the text that says it's time jump. I'm like, wait, I'm so confused, and then I'm like, oh, it was a time jump. Okay, that makes more sense.
It is hard to tweet and watch the movie at the same time. So.
It is. You have to go in tweeting knowing, like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch this because I'm gonna miss things.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun to interact with all the other people. So
yes, it is. Do we want to do some trivia?
Let's do it. I probably will fail but that's okay.
I'm sure you'll do great. You want to go first since you're the guest?
Okay, so my first question was, what did the waitress at the diner do to flirt with Theo? And if you don't need multiple choice and you just know it, you can just say it.
She winked at him.
Yep. That was so funny to me because he's with another girl and she's winking at him. Like, that's just cringy a little bit.
Awkward.
And then when she went back and she's like, you winked at him, remember? And she's like, I wink at all the good looking guys. Like, it's probably not appropriate, but okay.
Like, there should be a thing.
Yeah.
No flirting.
No flirting with the customers. She's just trying to get her tips,
Yeah.
And the next one was, how do Kim and Theo lose track of each other?
Black Friday shopping. Well, the power goes out.
Yes, that was what my answer was. The power goes out in the store.
Yeah.
So, and then everyone was kind of like, and they lost each other and tried to find each other and couldn't find each other.
Yeah. I like how the guy at the store was like, I'm sorry, we can't process anything.
I know. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that would not be good. But it was kind of funny the way he said it.
I have worked retail where either the power's out or your system's down, and that is the absolute worst. It's a nightmare. I remember I worked at this gift shop where if anything happened, we had to just write down their credit card. Like, this probably wouldn't fly now. This was, over 20 years ago. But like, you'd have to write their credit card down and then run it later and then hope it didn't decline.
I think that happened to us at Longhorn. We have computers, where we seat people. So we literally had to write down. And
you're like, we're doing it old school.
I think we did it during the lunch rush too. So we were like,
and that's, you think of Black Friday and everybody's trying to buy their stuff. That would just be not an ideal time for the power to go out. So, and my dad works for the power company. So power outages were always a part of our life in the winter, especially. The power ever went out, Dad had to leave, and go try to get the power back on. And everybody's calling us because they know my dad works for the power company, and they're like, when's the power gonna be back? I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Anyway, so yeah, not a good time during Black Friday to do that.
No.
Okay, my last trivia was, where did they finally find each other?
At the Santa send-off.
Yep, it was his last clue. He's like, I knew if I didn't find you here, I was out of luck. So
yeah, no more clues after that.
No more clues, and I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What is the pattern on Kim's wallet?
Dinosaurs,
Ding,
because
ding,
she's a
ding, ding, ding.
paleontologist.
Yeah.
So that's when he started thinking about it when he's
Mm-hmm.
having hot chocolate with Ashley, as he's like, wait, she had dinosaurs and the dinosaur museum. Like, then he's like putting it together.
Yeah. What play does Kim and her family see every year at Christmas?
A Christmas Carol, I think.
Yes.
Is that right?
What did Ashley want her cousin's name to be if it's a girl?
I think it was Ashlyn.
Yes.
Is that right? It was like close to Ashley, but just a tiny bit different. So
yeah.
And Ashlyn's actually a really popular name here. I don't know if it's a here thing or if it's like, because I'm like, that's a very Utah name. Ashlyn.
Yeah. I think it's I have a few people I know that are named Ashlyn as well. So
okay. So it must be popular everywhere. I just never know, because like we have a lot of like Utah made up names. So, and I'm guilty. I kind of made up my kids' names too, but you know, I didn't try to make them really crazy, but it's fine.
what song was playing when Kim was first looking at the gingerbread house?
I was trying to think, like I wasn't paying that close of attention to the music in the background.
You want me to give you some choices?
Give me some choices. Let's see if I can remember.
Let's see. The First Noel, Jingle Bell Rock, or Oh Holy Night. I just came up with those on the spot.
I think it was the First Noel. Was it for the First Noel? Because like I knew it was like one of the traditional like hymns, but like I just couldn't remember, because I was thinking in my head, because I did kind of notice the background music when it was singing, and I was thinking, oh, they should have had a Gentry song on there, because
that would have been awesome.
Casey's in Gentry along with Shay's husband, and so I was like, oh, they should have had a Gentry song on there.
That would have been
that
cool.
would have been a nice touch.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
Me too. The First Noel is one of my all-time favorites. So you'd think I would have noticed it, and I did notice the singing, but anyway.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching that when I was like thinking.
That's okay. What color was the scarf Kim was wearing at the Santa send-off?
Red? I don't know.
Yes. Ding, ding,
okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
I thought it was red, but I was like, am I remembering right? So yeah. Always a good choice.
Yeah. What is the name of Hunter and Clarissa's daughter we see at the end of the movie?
And this one I cannot remember for the life of me.
Too for that one?
Sure, give me some choices. Let's see if it rings a bell.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to come up with names on the spot. Emma, Catherine, or Victoria?
I really don't know. Let's go with Victoria.
Ding, 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 ding.
Was that really it? Okay.
Perfect score. Good job.
I love that name. That's a pretty name.
Yes, that is a pretty name. I went to school when I was in elementary school with a girl named Victoria. Yeah,
I love that. And I love the Queen Victoria like series and stuff. So like, I just love that name.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of funny. Eve, who's Casey's daughter, her character's name is Ashley Hall. And the school that I went to from kindergarten to 9th grade, the name of the school is Ashley Hall.
That's awesome. You're like, wait a second. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
well, I'm super excited for the rest of the movie. Like, I didn't know what to expect from this movie, because I mean, I just know the production company that did this one. I've known their movies for a long time, just because it's kind of a local thing. And they're good, but like low budget, right? So I'm like, we'll see how it is. But I really was impressed with how
I was too.
how much I liked it and how well done it was. And like I said, the script I think was my favorite because I really felt like it was written well. So
yeah, I would give it 5 out of 5 Christmas socks.
Yeah. It was definitely a perfect start to the Great American Christmas.
Yeah, I'm excited about all of their movies.
I mean, you've got the big stars coming up, you know, you've got Dan and Merritt, which I'm super excited. Like, I love both of them. So that's going to be great. And you've got Neil and Danica, Mark and Candace, and Jen and Jesse. Like, you've got all these big names coming up. But it was awesome to see these, you know, newer actors in such a good movie. So it was definitely perfection as far as like the great start to the season. So
I think so too. I'm excited about all of the Great American Family movies, and of course some of the Hallmark ones as well. But
definitely, I mean, I have my, you know, top ones that I'm looking forward to on all the networks Lifetime, and I haven't looked into Up yet, but they just released their like list today, so I'm gonna go look into those. But I definitely can't watch all of them. So I've got to kind of pick like the ones, but I think I'll watch all the Great American Family ones, and then you know, Hallmark, I've got my picks of like, I'm for sure watching these, like Wes and Lacey, of course, and a few others. But and I always watch Andrew Walker, so like there's a few that I'm like, yes, for sure we'll watch this. But yeah, the Great American Family, I'm just impressed with what they're doing. So
I'm excited for Danica and Neil's and Jesse and Jen's. I think those are the top 2. And Neil is a trip. Sure.
I mean, yes, their dance
drama. Oh, he was great.
Neil was like, he was like my favorite at Rama Drama. Like, he is
karaoke
awesome.
night.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because like I got a selfie with him. And
I got one too.
Yeah, he was just so funny. Like, and he was like, okay, I'll take like this. Like, he was all, you know. And so there's this one where we're pretty close together, you know, like he's just being really funny. And my grandpa's always like, isn't Brian upset about this? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just Neil, you know. But I'm always like teased now. I'm like, you know, my boyfriend Neil.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but him and Danica are awesome. Like, I'm excited about that one. So the dance off was like awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think when my dad and I were there and I was meeting Neil, my dad recorded a little video clip of me talking to Neil. And I think if I remember correctly, he was asking me which movie I liked between The Winter Palace and, what was the other one? It was 2 of his Prince movies. Oh no, it was Christmas Carousel. That was the other one.
Oh, the Christmas Carousel. Yeah.
And I stopped for a second because, you know, he asked me if I had seen A Christmas Carousel, and like I said no. And then like I backtracked because I remember I did see. I was like, wait,
yes, wait, I did.
I think I said The Winter Palace, and then, you know, he asked me why. It was like the comedy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, him and Danica are good together. I really like them. So yeah, it was a great kickoff. So lots of good things in store. We got to make it through Halloween now though, right?
Oh, yes.
We're trying to get like my daughter's costume made because we have this fall festival on tomorrow. So we're trying to get her costume finished up. Anyway, fun times.
Yeah.
Then it's all Christmas after that, I guess.
Yep. It's like once November 1st hits, it's Christmas.
Yep, it really is. So it's exciting.
When I was making those Christmas cookies for that reel the other day, I was playing Christmas music, and my brother was like, "You have got to be kidding me. It's not even Halloween yet."
That's what my kids say whenever I put up an Instagram story for the Christmas movies and I use a Christmas song. They're like, "What is this? It is not Christmas yet." So I'm like, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I could listen to Christmas music all year round. Like I used to be such a purist with like after Thanksgiving, like I didn't do anything Christmas. But as I've gotten older and as life has gotten harder and the world's full of so much sadness and things. I'm like, whatever makes you happy. If Christmas movies and Christmas music make me happy, then I'll watch it in September. I'll watch it in,
August or July.
Exactly. I mean, Christmas in July has been really awesome because it's a way for me to catch up on the movies from the year before that I didn't get to watch it at Christmas. So I really like that. I really like, and my birthday's in July, and I love Christmas and my birthday on the 4th of July, so I just mix them all together.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for coming on, Angie.
Yeah, thanks, Nicole.
Of course, yeah. We'll definitely have to have you back again sometime.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. I think that wraps up our recap of Destined at Christmas. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoy and have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.